Hello and welcome to Club Rick. This video shall cover the top 5 greatest medium tanks of World War II, from the heavy Panther to the versatile Sherman. I should point out before that this isn't really a top 5 list, as ranking a tank against another tank is almost impossible and doesn't make sense, so this will effectively be the top 5 best tanks for their country, in no apparent order. This is your host Coelian. Please sit back and enjoy. Number 5. The Soviet T-34. The T-34 is a classic example of Soviet tank doctrine, where simplicity in numbers would be superior to well-built and complex machines. In some cases, the welds were stronger than the plates that they were holding together. The T-34 first started off with a crammed 3-man turret, however was upgraded with a much larger turret to fit the 85mm ZIS S-53 or D5T gun. This also allowed for a dedicated commander to be seated within the turret, instead of filling the role of a gunner and a commander, which was rather an interesting way of multitasking, to say the least. Number 4. The Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 Ausführung D Panther first saw combat in 1943 at Kursk. It was a beast for its time, featuring a long 75mm gun and heavily sloped armour inspired from the T-34. In later modifications such as the Ausführung A and G, these problems were ironed out, and the later Panther Gs had a similar operating range to the infamous Panzer IV. It had a 5-man crew, and very good speed, armour and firepower. Number 3. The Cromwell. Although the Cromwell classifies as a cruiser tank, I thought I might as well put this in this list. It was a fast and lightly armoured tank, using speed and mobility as its main advantage. Its overall appearance was quite boxy and had large bolts which held the plates in the turret in place. It was powered by a Rolls-Royce Meteor V12 engine, however, this engine does look quite familiar to something else. It is basically a modified engine of the same kind you see in Spitfires, Hurricanes, Mosquitoes and Lancasters. The Merlin engine. The Cromwell's extreme speed allowed it to flank Tigers and Panthers, as its 75mm gun could only penetrate the sides of a Panther or Tiger. It was extremely agile and easy to transport and wasn't that much lighter than a standard M4A1 Sherman. Number 2. The M26 Pershing. The M26 could effectively take out any tank fielded during the Second World War, from Panzer IIIs and IVs to the infamous Panthers and Tigers. Although it was late into service and had a weaker engine and final drive, it did prove the basic point of development for the Patton series of tanks. Its 90mm gun could fire both anti-tank rounds and HE shells at infantry with the same effectiveness, unlike the 76mm on later Shermans. Number 1. The Sherman. The American M4 Sherman symbolizes the industrial capabilities of the United States, with over 50,000 made from 1942 to 45. It was widely exported, such as to Britain and the Soviet Union through Lend-Lease. The Sherman was the right tank for the US at the time. The US were in a difficult location geographically, having to ship its supplies and tanks across the Atlantic or the Pacific. Various hooks are found about the Sherman, easily being used to mount onto ships and other forms of transport. It was the best tank for the US at the time. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to Club Rick for some amazing videos. That's it from today from your host Coelian, and as always, stay safe in these difficult times.